What's going on, guys? It is your boy BG, and today we are down here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, and we are stepping on what I think is one of the more interesting boats being shown here, because this is not only just a new boat for this company, I feel like this is a completely new category for this company, and we are on the Yamaha 295, is that right?
295, that's right.
So I've got Mike, who's actually one of the designers from Yamaha with us today, and he's actually going to take us through this boat, walk us through, show us some of the features and benefits, and I'm going to talk to you as well as we're going a little bit about why I feel like this is almost a new category of boat for him. One, we're approaching a whole new realm of price on this one as they've really stepped up, and we're crossing that 200 price point category on this. But most people a lot of times, and don't take this the wrong way, Mike, but a lot of people feel like Yamaha sometimes is an entry-level boat. This is not that. This is not, we're just getting started, we're buying our first boat. Yamaha's really stepped their game up in this one. This feels like a more premium, more refined boat than anything I've ever seen come out of the Yamaha factory. And like I said, we're gonna let Mike walk us through it today, guys.
Absolutely, yeah. What we've done is taken everything that we've done in the past and raised it up to the next level. From the audio, from the seating, everything is gonna feel nicer, look nicer, and be better. We're looking at a more premium buyer with a more premium product.
And absolutely, like you can see it right in the fit and finish. As soon as you step onto this boat, everything just has a different feel than anything I've ever seen come out of the Yamaha factory. And to be honest with you guys, I've owned a bunch. So I've owned everything from a 2012 AR240, 210 FSH, 250 AR, all of the years progressing through, and I've never seen anything with the fit and finish and quality of some of the things we see here, including the electronic suite. I mean, this does not feel like the Helm of a Yamaha boat.
Yeah, well, you pointed out what the Helm looks like, and absolutely it's stunning. The biggest thing up here I want to point out is the Helmmaster EX joystick system, which in this class of boat is not going to be found anywhere else, to have the joystick control where you can make the boat move fully sideways.
Now, how do you feel the control is on that with the Yamaha jet pumps compared to doing like an outboard with joysticks or anything like that? Do you feel the control is still there?
Control is absolutely still there. It works really well. Remember, we've got the buckets controlling forward and reverse here on the motors. So the motor never actually has to stop spinning and go into reverse. It can just put the bucket down and start making the boat move in reverse. The system's very smooth and it works really, really well.
So I noticed, when did they do the redesign on the buckets? For those who might not be familiar, or who are actually, I should say, familiar with Yamaha jet boats, I'll show a picture here, guys, but they've completely redone the bucket since the last one I have. I believe the last boat I had was a 2023
Yep.
AR250 or a 2022 AR250. It was one of the first years that came out, and the bucket didn't look the same as this, but I saw you guys have redone that.
Yeah, our new bucket came out with the DriveX system, and the whole point of that bucket was to give you more control so the boat could move laterally, forward and back, and then rotate also, and keep the boat within the axis during that rotation. So that came out 2 years ago with our DriveX system, and it's continuing here with the Helmmaster.
Now, have we seen improved control and reverse control with that as well?
Yes.
And, okay.
Absolutely. Right. So a lot of the things up here we wanted to do were intentional to make life easier for the customers. We've got stow-in-place seating for your filler cushions here in the bow now. So everything has a home. We've got a windlass from Lumar.
This might be my most exciting thing that Yamaha has added is a windlass. For those who've never had a windlass on a boat, once you have one, you'll never go back from having one. So Mike's a designer. Mike, please put one on the 250. On the next iteration of the 250, you guys go ahead and find a way just to incorporate that in or let it be a factory option, man.
But yeah, the windlass is coming in. We've got a shower up here so you can rinse off your chain and rode when it's coming in. Also up here in the bow, what we've got this easy boarding step.
I did not see this.
Makes getting in from a high dock really easy, and it keeps you from having to step on your upholstery when you're coming into the boat. And the step is fully supported on the hinge, so it's not even pushing down onto your cushion.
And the beautiful part was it was thought through with a step. So many times I see steps put there and people don't know where the next footing's going. And right here, easily, and that's gonna make it real simple if you're climbing up onto a fixed dock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, one of the other things I saw up here, I guess I was talking to Matt, who's another one of the Yamaha reps. I know there's wireless charging throughout this whole boat, basically, he said, right? It's all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know he said there's wireless charging up here, and I think there's one or two more in the back as well, right?
That's correct. We've got one up here, one at the helm, and then one at the passenger stations. Also over here on this side, we have a molded-in cooler. It's a smaller cooler to keep a few drinks for people up in the bow so they don't have to walk back and forth to the main cooler back in the main cockpit. And then another thing up here, which is a first for us, is a full head compartment, which you access from here in the bow. In the head, we have a vacuum flush toilet and then the plumbed sink.
But what's cool about this is, you know, this is the first venture I've ever seen on a Yamaha boat where there's actually some sort of, I don't want to call it a sleeping compartment, but it is. I mean, it's, you know, where somebody could actually overnight out on the lake. And I think that's where this steps into a whole new realm of boat for you guys as well, is actually having a full cabin like this where you've got somewhere to actually go and do things, puts it in that new realm. I was wondering what they were going to do to separate this from the 275.
Yeah,
because the last thing I was hoping is I didn't want to see another boat that just felt like it was just an extended version, which is what I felt like the 275 was originally, was an extended version of the AR 255. So, but we'll move back in here. We're here at the Helm now, and once again, we've already talked about the Helm Master a little bit. We've got the new digital display, I believe, up here as well, or is this a reuse from the 275?
Correct, yeah, this is our new 15-inch screen. Still the same familiar controls that you've got from the 275, but in a bigger, larger screen.
So everything pretty much is going to be controlled from there. Obviously, we still got some push buttons for a few things here and there, but
yeah,
kind of like almost every boat, though. I mean, it doesn't matter what boat you go to anymore. Even if it's a center console, they're wanting to control everything from the screen.
Yeah, we've got a whole new user interface as well on this boat, where it's more of a app-based look and feel to give you a little more control, make things a little easier to navigate and get to. We've got windlass control from here, and then of course all your lights and standard things. And then on the wakeboard models, you can do your ballast and your wake scoops from here as well. A few things looking at when you have the wake model, there is a rear view camera on that boat.
Oh,
and
nice.
You'll access it here and be able to view it from the helm. Obviously your maps, your trip, all your regular settings. We do have now, which is the first time for this boat, RGB controlled LEDs around the boat.
And you probably saw that on the startup. If so, I'll pull it back up here. But like when he just rebooted everything, all the lights kind of came on all around the boat. The RGBs, man, it looked amazing. It was a beautiful little setup.
Yeah, we have a neat little startup sequence. So every time you get in the boat and the lights will run around, the screen will pop up and makes a little chime when you come in. It's pretty cool.
And then, of course, some of you guys, if you're Yamaha fans or have had it forever, you'll remember this old Connects control right here, which they've been using for years now. So it's another way to kind of move through the screens and the cruise control and things like that as well over there, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, you'll be very familiar. If you've had a Yamaha boat, this won't feel foreign to you, but it will feel new and it'll all feel updated.
This tower is an absolute beast. Probably one of the biggest, bulkiest towers I've ever seen Yamaha use on any of the vessels that they have. And it's kind of tough to tell as I back up here. This is a almost 30-foot boat. I would bet me and him are almost 15 foot apart right now. I'm not saying the tower's 15 foot, but because I'm outside the tower, but you've got more tower coverage than you can possibly imagine on this boat. So you talk about people getting shade or staying dry. It's one of those boats that's definitely going to do that for you as well. Does this tower fold down?
So the tower's fixed. We've got 4 8-inch speakers in it on the standard boat. And then on the wakeboard model, you'll have the addition of 2 compression driver speaker cans on the tower as well.
And that brings up a good point because I'm looking at the tower now. This is hole 1, right?
Correct,
So this is hole number 1. So I'm assuming the production model will look just a little different than this in some senses, probably.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. This is our pre-production model, and there's a few fit and finish things that we're still working through, but this is very close to what the production level will be, yeah.
Got you. Now, performance-wise, I know you guys haven't released any of those specs yet, so you probably can't give any of that stuff
Correct,
out,
yeah.
right? But twin supercharged engines, we can talk about that.
Engines,
Obviously,
yep.
that.
Our supercharged SVHO 1.8s with 250 horsepower in each motor, so it's got plenty of power, yeah.
And fuel capacity, we talked about, I believe, I'm just guessing again, I'm not going to quote him because he can't give me real specs right this second. I'm assuming it's got the same tank as the FSH 225 or 255, so
255,
he doesn't have to quote
yeah.
me on that, but I'm assuming it's the same tank that's probably in there,
Yep.
as Yamaha likes to use things that they already have on hand. But overall, a beautiful setup. Is there anything else we're missing up here?
Yeah, a bunch of little things. Like we said, we've got wireless chargers at the helm. Over here, we have a secondary screen for the passenger.
I saw this screen actually earlier. I'm glad he brought that up because I missed it, but I tell you what, it is a very bright, very clear screen. And a lot of information on that, which is pretty cool for the passengers to access right there as well.
Pretty much all of the information that you would want to as a passenger. The main function of this screen was for the audio controls, but you can also go through, access the lights. You
So
can
they,
see
yeah,
your
they can
fuel
even turn
levels,
on the
everything.
anchor lights, the nav lights, underwater lights from over here. I mean, so they've got a pretty good amount of control from this side, which is nice because actually when I say that, as a captain, if you're driving and it's rough conditions or you're paying attention to other things and you want somebody to turn on the nav lights, now instead of me having to fumble through the system to do it, I can basically look at my passenger and say, hey, will you do me a favor? Turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Just so, you know, you have that redundancy of somebody else being able to do it for you instead of you having to stop and do exactly what you're doing as you're going.
Absolutely. And it brings the passenger then into the whole captain experience as well, so they can be a part of it instead of feeling like they're completely separated.
And
over
most
here.
passengers actually want that. When you,
Yep.
it's not something you think about or talk about much, but as a person who's on a boat all the time, you know, if the captain asks, look at the smile somebody will give you sometimes when you just ask them to do something on the boat.
Sure.
They want to help, but they need that guidance from the captain sometimes just on what exactly to do. So even the little things like that does bring them more into the boating experience and get them more into maybe one day owning their own boat. You never know. So, but
Yeah.
plenty of storage up here. Is there? I'm trying to. I didn't even open any of this stuff.
Yeah. So we've got a full sink up here. And what we did here, which I really love what the engineers did with this, you've got the separator here that can be used as a bottle holder when you're out having a fancy cruise. We also have this piece which comes in and it's got a cutting board on this side. So you can keep that here where your cutting board, and then you've got your sink over here on this side. And then if you need it all completely out of the way, this can come up and it actually stores here. So now I've got full access to all of my things, and I'm not having to find homes for anything. That was another big theme for this boat. Everything has a home, everything can live in place, and they did a really great job with this sink. We've got 2 drawers here on this side, and then a dedicated trash can over here on this side.
Everybody who builds a boat needs to take note of this, guys. So anybody who's ever building a boat, you guys need to figure this one out. I don't understand why one single boat exists in the marketplace today that's over the, let's say 17 foot, that does not have a dedicated trash can. Every single person out there is looking for a place to put their trash on the boat while they're out there.
Always.
If you do not have a dedicated trash can, you're failing, guys. I mean, it's one of those big ones that we've only seen it really start to hit market in the last 3 or 4 years. Just being honest, even bigger boats, we've got friends that have 30 and 40 foot boats that don't have dedicated trash cans. And I'm
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
But that's awesome to see that you guys actually have that in there.
Yeah, and we're all boaters as well. So it's coming from a place of, we need this on the boat. Why don't we have it? Let's put it in there. So as these new models are coming out, the intentionality is there for what am I going to need when I'm out on the water.
So this is hole number 1. So that brings us to something we probably can talk about. When do we actually expect production on this? Like, when are these boats going to be hitting dealership and showroom floors?
The end of this year, we'll start getting those built and shipped out.
Okay, so now if somebody wanted one now, like, they taking order, or dealers taking orders right now?
Dealers are absolutely ready to take orders. Yep, that's why we're here. The dealers can start taking your orders right away.
Okay, so I know that we're down here at Fort Lauderdale right now, so we're actually at the Riva booth. So I'm assuming Riva will be one of the first ones probably to get one. So if it's something you really want, I would contact the boys over at Riva, and they can probably get you guys set up, and let them know Mike sent you, man. Maybe Mike will
That's
get a
right.
commission on this. You know what I'm saying?
So up here in the floor, we've got some. Obviously, we've got room for our tanks up here, which I don't know if you ever care about showing mechanicals, but we've got.
So typically I would not show mechanicals, but in this case, I actually think it matters. Look at the ease of access to these pumps and tanks. Now, do you think this will stay in the finished model, or you're not sure if it's going to be this easy?
I think it'll be cleaned up from here, but yes, this is closest to production that will be.
So right here, if you ever had to change a pump or anything though, guys, it's literally like, it doesn't get much easier access than this to be able to do so, which is pretty incredible, because I know in many boats, if I got to go change pumps, I am really diving
Nobody wants
into the
to
bottom
do that
of a
job.
hole
Correct.
and trying to get it set up.
So back here, Robert, we've got this seat that is immediately behind the galley, which has 2 different openings. The first one, it's just the seat cushion, so you can easily access your cooler, and this is the cooler that comes with the boat. It is a soft-sided Engel 30-quart cooler, and it has a dedicated home here, so it doesn't have to be in the walkway or in the way when you're in and out of the boat.
So one of the coolest parts I noticed about this hatch is you can't see it from right here. There is a surfboard in here. So
Oh, yeah.
if you've got space, like, and you're looking for stuff, right down there, I don't know how well it's going to pull up, guys, but there is a full-on surfboard under here to give you the idea of the amount of storage that is underneath this compartment, where you can really put some things in. Again, having plenty of space to take everything with you. Oh, so it actually opens all the way up.
So yeah, the cool part about this is a dual opening door. So you've got the full opening here for when you want to get your board access.
Okay, and just the cooler, you
And
just pop the
the
seat.
cooler, so that we didn't want to have people moving in and out of your way when you want to go get a drink. Now you can access it without having too many people get displaced. But we have room for your surfboards and wakeboards down below.
It's got a little bit of an overhang, so it's not going to drip on the console if it does rain.
I'm so glad you noticed that.
I'm sorry.
Most people don't notice that.
Okay.
No,
So we were outside at the boat show today. There are two boats we liked, and the design was absolutely ridiculous because the waterfall off the top was right on the dashboard with all the electronics. It's like, who the f designed this
What's
thing?
your name?
Rick. Sorry.
Rick, I'm Mike.
Mike,
Nice to meet you. No, I'm so thankful that you noticed that, because that was 100% the purpose of
He's
making
actually one
sure.
of the designers
And I
of
said
the
to
boat.
these guys, I said, what the f-? I said, who designed, did we say that? I said, who designed this thing? And then the other boat had some other stupid design. This other guy also I noticed, like, who designed this thing? It was about dripping. You guys good, okay? It was so stupid.
So the edges of the hardtop
love it.
all extend
Have to-
past your windows
On the
and your
side,
windshield,
too. Hold
just to
on.
make
The
sure.
whole boat was soaking wet outside.
The-
Like, how could this be?
Yeah.
There was one dry spot I could walk on. It's not raining sideways, say it's raining hard. Okay, we've been here at the show raining sideways.
Yeah.
And the whole boat was soaked. And everything was terribly designed. But yeah, it did not exceed. And like, who designed this?
All right, guys, so we're moving back to the stern of the boat because this is Yamaha's trademark, the swim decks. They do them better than anybody. But what are the new features we have back here on this particular model swim deck?
So we've got our flip-flop backrests to give you more lounge room, as well as these flip-up leg rests.
So all of a sudden comes into a lounger seating, but again, it's a really, really big whole setup. Plenty of room. The nice part is you're not sitting on the deck. So I'll show you guys some pictures of the 255 where over there when you get set up on this, you're actually on the top platform. Here you're lifted up and you're actually on a seat higher than the bottom deck level there as well. And then of course, one of the things they keep telling me we got to talk about is the chair for down here. So this is not new. Yamaha has had these where they've had them off the bottom of the swim deck as a seat for a while, but the new feature on this one is the old one actually clipped in and it was something you attached. So right there you can see it's stowed and all he's got to do is pull the little clip and this one comes back down. As to where the other ones before, there was an actual clip you actually had to put them into
That's right.
to get those in there. So what's the overall beam on this one? I don't think we asked that question.
This is a 9-foot beam.
Okay. And
Yeah,
overall,
and the great part about these swim-up seats, you don't have to find a place in the boat to store them as well.
yeah.
So they all live in place. They pop in and out real easily right here underneath the swim platform. And when
So-
you're ready to go, you can slide it up, lock it in place, and carry on with your day.
Back to the theme of everything having a home.
That's right.
Overall, it's a beautiful boat, guys. I really do. I feel like this steps into a completely different category of boat for Yamaha, especially having the cabin on it. 30 foot. Again, at first when I saw this and knew it was coming and saw the price point, I was like, man, what is Yamaha doing? Stepping into this $200,000 boat range. But to be honest with you, they did it. They did a great job. I'm here at the boat show right now. I've looked at several other boats in this price range. This lives up to the equivalent of all of them. And I mean, you still got twin engines. You've got the jet engine, so you don't have to worry about ever hitting a prop on anything, kids jumping off the back or swimming. Is there any last final thoughts on this, Mike, that you feel like the people should know about this boat?
We poured a lot of time. The engineers did a lot of really, really good work on this boat. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Come check it out.